Thanks for joining me today. We're going to take a few minutes today to talk about stress less. Tell me if this sounds like your life. You get up in the morning and you go nonstop from morning until night, and when you finally get a chance to sit down, all you can do is crash. We have such busy and hectic lives, and they're full of activities that we love, but it can take a toll on us. We all know what it feels like to have that sense of anxiety and adrenaline and just wanting to back off a little bit. So what is it that we can do about that? The first thing I think of is to just get present. Whatever you're doing, be there doing it. Don't be thinking about the next thing on the list. Just be there doing what you're doing. And take some time to slow down. Get really conscious of the speed that you're moving at and slow down, whether it's walking or talking to someone or eating your food. Slow it all down just a little bit and help yourself to just be in the moment. One of the things that we think is going to help us out, and it really doesn't, is to multitask. You know, we get this idea that I can get more done if I'm multitasking, but what usually happens is that we don't do it as well. And it overwhelms the nervous system and it increases that feeling of stress and adrenaline. And one thing that I put into practice in my own life is if I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed, whatever it is I'm doing, almost all the time, I can just stop, walk away for a minute, and take some time to breathe. And those are things that we can do in the moment as we're going through our days. There are other things that really help a lot with stress, and one of them is to exercise. Get out there and just get some movement. If you exercise too hard, it'll have the opposite effect. But if you just get outside and take a walk and be aware of your surroundings, notice the wind blowing through the trees and the squirrels running across the street and the birds singing, and take your shoes off and walk barefoot in the grass and feel that grass. But get some exercise, get some movement, and it keeps all of those hormones and the bodily systems moving in the way that we want it to. A lot of people like to do yoga, and that can be really helpful as well. And so can meditating. I usually take about 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes at night, and sit down and just be quiet. And you know, the mind is going to wander. I heard it said one time that kidneys excrete urine and the mind excretes thoughts. It's just what it does. And so be patient with yourself. Don't expect to get completely clear in the head, but just sit down, take a few minutes to watch your breathing, and it's amazing what a difference even 15 minutes of that can do. Even 5 minutes of that can make such a difference. If you have pets, pet them. If you have a partner or a child or somebody that you can hug, just a good friend, give them a hug. And what that does is releases a hormone called oxytocin in our bodies. And it's the hormone that makes us feel connected, and it really helps to calm us down. And finally, I'd like to talk a little bit about restorative yoga. It's one of the practices. It's a different sort of yoga practice. What we do is we prop up a lot of blankets and blocks and bolsters and things and just drape the body over it and let go. And so that's another way. And typically you'll want to go to a class to do something like that. But it's another way of really getting into a sense of deep relaxation. And you can watch my website for upcoming restorative yoga practices. So I hope that this helps you today and just makes you a little bit more mindful of how you go through your day and doing it in a way where you stress less.